This just in, it is boiling outside, and that's pretty much all I have to talk about today. But while we're here, let's see what else is in the news. Kinda. We'll get around to it. Yes, individuals, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, other Zane, Faye fans, and all the other individuals who identify with whatever they would like to identify with, welcome. You are distinguished, and I love you. So, today, it is hot. Like, ridiculously hot. Like, oh my gosh, I love it. It's like being back home. Got so many vitamins going outside today. Had to go for a walk, and let me tell you, I am surprised to see the standard citizens still walking around today. Like, y'all don't catch on fire? Like, isn't this the kind of heat y'all travel to, like, Turkey for and stuff? Like, man, I hope y'all doing alright. Stay hydrated, because you know how y'all are. You know how y'all are. You might evaporate if you're not careful. Oh man, but yeah, man. I carry my little towel around, my little, microfiber towel to wipe the perspiration off my neck and my shirt area and my chesticles. Ah man, let me tell you, sure is a hot day. It must be a very hot day to have to resign as Prime Minister. I wonder how Boris is doing. Oh, Boris. Boring Boris. Boris, the big bore Boris. Boris who tackled a child Boris. Oh, poor guy. I mean, I can't really feel sorry for a standard citizen in his position. It is what it is. But you know what? I wish him the best, just like I wish everyone else in the world the best. So really, he gets no special well wishes from me. But I'd rather end saying something positive than something negative. So I wish him the best. And in other news, my bottle of water is half full. See, you can look at life positively. And I should probably get some more. I'm not going to right now because I have guests to host. So here I sit. Let's see. What is new? Let's see what's in the news. Finally. I mean, this is barely a news segment, but y'all want to hear what I'm saying. So let's see. The CDC. Let's see what CDC are saying. What are they saying at the CDC? 4 places moved to the CDC's high-risk category for travel. Let's see, what are these places? What are these places? You gonna tell me where they are, or you're just gonna gaslight me? So we have Bolivia, Lebanon, Peru, and Tunisia. Cool. I wasn't going to be able to travel to any of those places anyway, so tough titty. CDC overhauled its rating system for assessing COVID-19 risk for travelers in April. Level 3, or high, is now the top rung in terms of risk level and applies to places that have more than 100 cases per 100,000 residents in the past 28 days. Level 2 and Level 1 are considered moderate and low risk, respectively. There were about 115 destinations on Level 3 in July. On July 11th. Feeling a bit weird. You ever get like a weird feeling in your belly? You're just like, why? I didn't eat anything weird. Anyway, level 3 locations account for nearly 50% of the roughly 235 places monitored by the CDC. Level 4, previously the highest risk category, is now reserved only for special circumstances such as extremely high case counts, emergence of a new variant of concern, or healthcare infrastructure collapse. Under the new system, no destinations have been placed at level 4 so far. Oh, don't worry, I'm sure humanity will get us back there. You know how hard we like to try and go extinct and take everyone else with us. More on level 3. Much of Europe has been stubbornly lodged at level 3 for months, with the summer travel season in full swing. As of July 11th, the following popular European destinations were among those remaining at level 3. Y'all know I yawn a lot. I'm sorry. I do this show when I'm tired. So, remaining at level 3. France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, Spain, and the United Kingdom. Funny. I'm surprised the USA is on that. Those aren't the only high-profile spots that find themselves at level 3. Numerous other destinations around the world are among those in high-risk category, including the following: Brazil, Canada, Costa Rica, Malaysia, Mexico, South Korea, Thailand, and Turkey. Again, I'm so surprised the US isn't on there. I mean, I feel like they had it much worse, but oh well. The CDC advises that you get up to date with your COVID-19 vaccine when traveling to level 3 destinations. Being up to date means you have not only the full initial vaccinations, but any boosters for which you're eligible. As you all know, the idea of tourism in certain regards kind of bothers me, but it is what it is. I'm gonna stop rambling on about it. That's more for the Sharpen Your Blade segments, which you can subscribe for to get to know my deepest, darkest thoughts. And maybe you leave some questions and we can grow together. We can sharpen each other. So be sure to subscribe. The link will be on my page. I think those talks are much better. They're usually much longer and more in-depth, and you get to connect with them more. Mongolia, Armenia, Laos, and Liberia, they are under unknown. The destination CDC has deemed to be of unknown risk because of the lack of information. Well, wouldn't you just say level 3 just to be safe? Like, I feel like you should. But then it's like, people are trying to travel, make it difficult. But it's like, it's a pandemic. We're still in the pandemic. Like, do people just forget that, dying is permanent? Like, are people just playing too many video games and they're just like, I could respawn if I get clapped by the virus? But what can I say? People do what they want, I guess. It's not for me to judge. But anyway, y'all stay safe out there. Y'all make sure, get your vaccines, man, for real. It's ridiculous at this point. It really is sad. Y'all know better. Y'all honestly know better. And I understand, you can't believe everything everyone tells you, but you're believing everything everyone tells you on the internet that doesn't want you to get one. So why not follow actual studied advice from many different people from many different backgrounds? And I get it. There are some people who are in the medical field who are, they themselves aren't really well read up on it and they're nervous about these things. But that does not mean they're the experts on this thing, because I myself have studied and worked with, medication development. And let me tell you, the fact that people were questioning it when it first came out, yes, it was a bit silly, but I get, because we live in a movie-based society, so I get, all the movies came out about zombies and stuff. I get why people might be nervous. But 2 years down the road, if y'all are still risking people's lives by not getting vaccinations, at this point, there's no excuse. At this point, there really is no excuse. I don't know what you thought would happen when people get vaccines, but it ain't happened. So I don't know what's your excuse now. Oh, well, I might grow wings and turn into a lizard person. What's your excuse now? But you know what? Let me not be judgmental again. Let me just. Well, I already was judgmental, and I really, hey, I mean what I say. But let me calm down because, I guess seeing people die kind of bothers me, I guess. But yeah, let me relax. Let me just take in the cool air. People can do what they want. And honestly, as long as you stay away from me and respect my distance, then I won't be bothered. But if you're someone who wants to get up in my face and start a problem, start breathing all over me, then you know that you haven't made yourself any safer. Well then, we're gonna have a problem then. But like I say, as long as you mind your business and stay the hell out of mine, we really won't have an issue. So, that being said, I'm gonna take a quick break while y'all can sort your lives out. And we're back. So, let's see what else is popping. Let's see. Fast food. Let's look at what fast food's about. There's got to be some interesting news about fast food. Russia's McDonald's replacement runs out of fries for months after Russia's McDonald's replacement. What does that mean? The successor to... Oh, come on, website, get on my face. I don't need to see ads. I need to be able to read. Okay, cool. The successor to McDonald's in Russia, reopened 15 restaurants in Moscow. I apologize for that horrible accent, but is really hard to say. And I do speak very little Russian, but still. Anyway, Russia's McDonald's replacement runs out of fries for months after Moldy Burger's anger. Moldy Burger's anger. You can't just leave the title. Moldy Burger's anger. Anyway, the rebranded Russian chain blamed on a shortage of the type of potatoes used for forcing diners to opt for a different side accompaniment for their main dish of burgers and nuggets. Really? Russia's replacement for McDonald's has run out of fries. Okay. Is this article just repeating the same thing over and over? The Tasty and That's It fast food chain, which was established in a rush after the U.S. fast food giant abandoned Russia over the Ukraine invasion, will stop serving one of the key ingredients meals. The key ingredient, that should be apostrophe S. You know what? Let me not criticize this article too hard. Let me just roll through it. I have dyslexia myself, so maybe they wrote this really quickly and just put it out there without proofreading it. But then again, if you're writing an article for the public, you'd think, but no, that's expected of me and not other people, apparently. It has been blamed on a shortage of the type of yeah, this is literally just repeating the same thing over and over and over. The firm says it expects to have the side dish back on the menus come autumn. McDonald's, the well-known fast food chain, pulled out of the country in protest after 30 years. Wow, I thought it would have been longer, to be honest. New Russian fast food chain. Restaurants were then sold to a Russian tycoon and reopened last month under the name a name which means tasty, and that's it. Anyway, so yeah, that's interesting. Fast food workers, man, like, hey, y'all keep your chin up. I know some, just like in every job, there are the assholes who work there and make your life harder, but for those who actually, try to do their job well and stuff, man, look, keep your head up, man. Let's see. Ooh, what did Malia Obama do at Chick-fil-A? What would Barack say? Malia Obama risked the ire of the woke mob by paying a visit to famously Christian fast food eatery Chick-fil-A after burning off her sins at a Soul Cycle class. Wait, before burning off. It's a fast food, but why do y'all assume, like, right, okay, yeah, they're an Obama, I get that. But why do y'all assume that they know everything about everything happening in social media? Why do y'all assume that? Like, really? You're just gonna assume they're gonna be like, oh, hey, this is a specifically Christian restaurant. Like, you know how many places are Christian? They probably have those ideas. Like, just because Chick-fil-A, like, was known a few years ago for, like, you know, being outed about that, don't mean that every single person who's ever been on camera knows this or like is thinking about that. It's a food place. People just eat there. Like, man. And then what would Obama say? Leave these people alone. Let them eat their food, man. Like, come on. The eldest daughter of former President Barack Obama, 24, hit up the chicken restaurant's drive-thru in Los Angeles before dropping off her younger sister Sasha's boyfriend, Clifton Powell Jr., at the airport. And while her father has helped bring LGBT plus rights to the forefront, Malia didn't seem to mind that Chick-fil-A's right-wing owner has spoken out against the community numerous times. See, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. And I don't mess with the whole, like, Chick-fil-A, you know, not supporting LGBT, but I didn't even know they did that. So how you expect, man, y'all need to stop writing anything nowadays, man. I know y'all need articles, but, like, come on, son. But yeah, apparently he's spoken out against the community, which I didn't know, numerous times in the past, which, you know, fuck him for that. But, like, you know, food's food, and if we're gonna protest, we're gonna protest. I don't mind protesting Chick-fil-A. I'm just saying, if I'm hungry, like, and the one time I want to have food and that's the only one there, I'm gonna get food. You know what I'm saying? Now, if there are other options in the area, I'll go for the other, like, restaurant, sure. Like I do with Starbucks. I don't really mess with Starbucks at all. Because of, like, for numerous reasons, actually. You know, their overseas, international, what do you call it? Their logistics, and how their managers pretty much treat employees of different races. You know, I don't mess with Starbucks in the slightest. But if there's no other coffee place around, I'm like, eh. Or if the only other one around is, like, extortionately high prices compared to Starbucks, which is ridiculous, then hey, I'm gonna get a freaking coffee. Like, I know that I'm only one tiny percentage of the money. But if y'all say, hey, let's organize a walkout or something on Starbucks, or let's organize, like, you know, a protest, then yeah, I'm gonna protest. I can protest and have a coffee there one time, you know, and first time in, like, 3 months. I can do both. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that y'all are, like, trying to abuse one of the Obamas because they went and got Chick-fil-A one time, when you know that their father literally campaigned for the LGBT plus, like, yo, don't be doing that, bro. Don't do that. Because, like, y'all really, like, I know it's not, like, specifically the LGBT are doing this. I don't know if specifically the person who wrote this article was part of the community. And technically, I'm part of the community, but whatever. But, like, seriously, like you're trying to, like, give people shit as if you want people to be your enemy, when I don't think this person is an enemy to the LGBT. You know, but whatever. I mean, y'all, if y'all want to fight them, y'all can fight, you know, one of the daughters of Obama, even though they didn't do anything, you know, even though they're just chilling. They probably have no issue with you at all. But yeah, you do your thing. Chick-fil-A, and, you know, I haven't actually read the rest of this article, so who knows? Maybe she was caught there, or I should say they, because I don't really know their pronouns. But maybe they were caught, you know, high-fiving the person who said all these terrible things and agreeing with them. Let me finish the article. Who knows? Chick-fil-A was founded in 1946. Really? Oh, wow. Must be like a specifically, like, Californian thing before it blew up, because I never knew about it, like, when I was growing up. By S. Truett Cathy, who was a member of the Southern Baptist Church. Okay, that makes sense. No offense to anyone, but y'all know what I'm saying. And used many of his religious views to structure the company. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I get it, the Sunday thing. Yeah, okay, fine. But you ain't gotta be, like, hating on people for being gay. Like, that's just ridiculous, bro. You need to sort your life out, dude. I know you're, like, super rich, but, like, fuck off, honestly. His son, Dan T. Cathy, then took over in 2013. Oh, so it was you, the spawn. Over the years, Dan has made many negative comments about same-sex marriage. Piece of shit. Especially after it came to light that the restaurant chain had donated more than $5 million to various anti-LGBTQ groups. Really? See, again, I didn't even know. Like, I knew that they were like known for like not supporting the LGBT. And I knew that like overseas they might have like, I don't know, been like promoting in a sketchy way, but no one ever really knew the details to tell me when I was asking about it. So that is shitty. $5 million to anti-LGBT. Yeah, nah, fuck y'all, bro. I think there's a quote, I think we are inviting God's judgment when we say we know better than you as to what constitutes a marriage. I pray God's mercy on our generation that has such a prideful, arrogant attitude, he once said. Man, why do y'all keep using my God as an example of you just wanted to hate on motherfuckers? Don't bring Jehovah into this. Y'all just want to hate on motherfuckers. Y'all have no business trying to bring my king into this. The same dude who hung around with prostitutes and, sinners and all these people, drug addicts and sick people. Don't bring Christ into this. Stop it. You just want to be hating on people, and you've been using my king's name, dragging it through the mud for centuries. And then, y'all don't read the Tanakh, y'all don't read the Torah. I can understand if someone was an atheist and part of these communities and didn't know anything about the Word of God and didn't, and was cherry picking like the Old Testament. I can understand if they, thought that like, oh, God was saying, hey, every other sin is fine, but like attack gay people. But for people who claim to worship the same Elohim that I worship, and then not have ever read the Bible back to front, or at least not in the right translation, or at least not the translation they understand fully, or at least not understanding the context of what things were said and why, or reading it chronologically, or having any real understanding of the word. You know what I mean? But if y'all are just reading it like the King James Version, like they, thy, then, thine, thine, and you just kind of gloss over it and you don't do any actual like scholarly study on these things and know the history of these things and the circumstances for which they were written, then you're an op. You're an op. Don't call my Elohim's name. You don't know my Elohim. You know what I'm saying? You don't know El Shaddai. Man, y'all vex me, bro. But anyway, so yeah, this punk ass was saying all that. His statements led to a slew of customers boycotting the fast food joint. Yeah, good. Yeah, but still, don't give Obama's daughter any shit. And in September 2012, the restaurant chain announced that it had ceased donating to organizations that promote discrimination. Well, they can say that, but if they don't see that as discrimination, they can say whatever the hell they want, can't they? Malia Obama was spotted enjoying a meal on Thursday, despite the fast food chain, which is run by a conservative and devout Christian who has publicly bashed same-sex marriage, donating millions of dollars. Wait, but when did... You said in September 2012, they said they stopped doing that, right? So 10 years. So, y'all telling people to like forgive people who murder black people in the street the same day. But now you're telling me... y'all confuse me, bro. Y'all confuse me. If this was a white celebrity, you wouldn't be giving them this much crap. I'm telling you, something's wrong. Something's wrong here. If this was Jim Carrey eating at Chick-fil-A, y'all wouldn't care. I know you wouldn't. Anyway. Oh, this is actually getting me more upset than I thought it would be. Malia was spotted enjoying a meal. How dare they? Despite the fast food chain doing that thing way back in the day. Yeah, the bashing same-sex marriage, I get that. Like, fuck that dude. But like, yeah, no. Like, that's ridiculous. The eldest daughter of former okay, so now this is just another article that just repeats the same thing over and over and over and over again. Yep, just repeating the same thing over and over and over. 1 year before, Truett passed away from diabetic complications. Was that? Yeah, that was the father, I think. Yeah. Cool. Over the years, Don has made many Yeah. Okay, are you going to say anything new, or are you just going to repeat the same old stuff? Rinse and repeat the same old stuff. Nope. It's just literally rinse and repeating the same old stuff. Like, who writes these? Like, seriously. Okay, so it was a drive-through. Okay, that's new information. Damn, y'all really watching people this close to see them through the car window? Dang. Oh, wait, license plate. Are they supposed to be blacked out like that? Or is that like a family of the president thing where you can just block out your license plate? That seems weird to me. I don't know. Haven't been in America in a while, so I don't know. she was seen placing her order from the driver's seat window, again assuming the gender, I think, while Sasha's beau sat next to her in the passenger seat. Is that an appropriate term, beau? Well. For people who are trying to talk shit about people being woke and all that, y'all seem very, I don't know. Well, her father was helping, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, now he's repeating stuff. Ew, it's this old man. Ew, is that the father? Ew. That's true and Kathy. Damn, no wonder you hating on people. You gotta hate on someone for that. I'm sorry. Lord forgive me. Rest in peace. But like, ain't no way. Yeah, look. How did this person father Let me calm down. Your boy looked like Bilbo after like Gandalf tried to take the ring from him. He was saying, "My precious," bro. Is that's not a son? That looks like his actual grandfather. That doesn't look like his son. Oh my goodness, bro. No way. This is like Alex Jones and who's the guy who ran Vince McMahon and Alex Jones had a kid, and then Danny DeVito, his DNA got in there somewhere. Oh, that's hilarious, bro. Oh man. And then the son, back in 2012, slammed people who, quote unquote, have the audacity to define what marriage is about, unquote, calling them arrogant during an explosive radio interview. I think we are inviting God's judgment on our nation when we shake our fists at him and say, we know better than you as to what constitutes a marriage, he stated. I pray God's mercy, blah, blah. I ain't reading the rest of your quote because you're talking a whole lot of shite. God never said any of the shit that came out your mouth. You are just an ass, and I really can't stand you because you don't even know what God thinks about union between man and woman. Literally, you don't. You haven't read the word, so I'm sick of you. Shut your fucking mouth. Literally, you're the same people who, when Christ was walking around, and people were like, and the Pharisees were trying to trick him, and they were like, "Oh, teacher, yeah, Moses said this and that about divorce and blah, blah, blah. So, like, when people get to heaven, if a wife has to, like, marry, like, her dead husband's brother, then that brother, and then that friend, and da-da-da, whose hand in marriage will they be given to when they enter the kingdom?" And then, how did Christ respond? Do you remember? I'm sure you don't. Let me tell you. And Lord forgive me for paraphrasing, right? But, essentially, what was said was, Moses gave you all the idea of divorce because y'all were hard-headed. And then I'll talk about Paul afterwards. But then he was like, y'all worry about like who will be given in marriage and given and given and given. It's like, you're not going to need to be given to anyone. You're a being who is in the real creation. You don't like, that's not a priority. Like this Disney idea of I need to copulate with someone. Like, what are you on about? Y'all just going to be living and living well. No one's given to anyone. And then as Paul said in the New Testament as well, this idea of like marriage is, you don't need that. And just like you said, I wish every one of you could be like me, not needing to be married. But since y'all like to, give into your lust regularly, and you can't seem to not want to do horrible shit to each other sexually and abuse each other sexually and abuse the people you have sex with, then yes, get married and try and control yourselves because you guys are fucking crazy, essentially is what he said. Like, it ain't about, like, some perfect, amazing, one and only. Like, y'all don't, man, quote-unquote Christians. That's why I don't use that term, because that word is just bastardized, man. Just like people use the name Jesus, don't even know where the name Jesus came from. That's why I call him Yeshua, because y'all be saying Jesus. I'm sure I'm going to say Jesus, because it's in my vernacular, but y'all don't even know where the name Jesus comes from. Technically, it's an insult to Yeshua, but you know what? Whatever, bro. I ain't even gonna go into that because y'all don't study like y'all say you do. Y'all just want to hate people, and that's why you looking like this dead man over here, looking all wrinkled up like Palpatine and shit. But hey, you know what? I'm out. Take a quick break, and I'll see y'all in a sec. Well, I know I kind of got off the rails there, but what did y'all expect? It's me. And honestly, that's why this is called Barely News, because I barely focus on it. But honestly, Man, this is why you got to take the news in doses, because they only focus on what they want to focus on, and people only want to write things the way they want to write things to elicit an effect. And that's not how I want to gather information. You know what I mean? I want to focus on things that are true to just existence and facts outside of our culture and our news and our media. Just what is true, not from a cynical perspective, but what is true and what can bring us peace in the fact that it is true. The fact that I believe in the Most High, and I consider the Most High, in my cosmology of 2022, I consider the Most High to be life itself. You know what I mean? Something beyond everything we can see. As a human, I'm limited by my perceptors, my eyes, my nose, my ears, all that. But there is what is, and what we can see and what we can observe. Back in the cosmology, back in the day, they would refer to them as a king, they would refer to dragons and things. And it's like, hey, and I'm not going to say that's a right or wrong way of perceiving it. It's just that's how, prophets back in that time connected with, the visions they were seeing. That's what they expressed. That's how people could understand it. And a lot of it was based on the kingdoms around them. And the kingdoms around them had very popular gods around the world, like the Canaanite gods and everything. So it would always reference those things when they would try and speak to the Israelite people. For instance, the first words in Genesis, in a beginning. We say in the beginning, but no, it's in a beginning. In reference to, this is one start of existence that happened. Then it said from the waters, life was made and all that. And there could be a lot of reason for that. One is that it is definitely referencing one of the gods back around that time, who it said that the hero in the story for some other religion slew the waters, that was another god or a mother of existence or chaos or something. I don't know the actual story of that god too well, but then when Moses and all them were writing Genesis in the Old Testament, and the unnamed scribes and all that, they made reference to that as well, and put a spin on it to show how Yahweh Elohim, that's his name, is more powerful than that god. Because in the Genesis story it says that, oh no, our God didn't fight the chaos waters, our God made something out of it, because our God made everything, essentially. And it's there's a lot that goes into these things. The people, the writers, whether you agree that they were, spiritually inspired or not, these individuals were amazing at writing for a people over hundreds of years. And they kept calling back to each other. And it's the way they wrote, it's it lined up perfectly throughout the history. And I'm not saying there weren't people who were arguing. I'm not saying there weren't people who were trying to know what to put where and how to edit the text. Yeah, it's writing, of course, but it's still it's so spiritually inspired by my king, and it still got the message across. It still got to me. Just I believe that yes, there are other Elohim as well, and whatever they want to do, they're getting that done. You know what I mean? But my God, they got the message done. They got it done. You know what I mean? In my faith. And I don't like the way a lot of these, Anglo-Saxon, quote-unquote, Christian, religions have taken hundreds of years of, connection that, a people group had with this Elohim, and then watered it down to try and use it to take over the world. And it's ridiculous. And they know nothing about my king. And they just straight up lie. It's believe whatever y'all want, but you can say whatever you want as well about Christians or whoever, because again, I loosely have that association with them, just because again, by Yeshua, I have an association, because they claim to worship the same being I worship. But if you try to say, oh, I am like so and so, no, because I haven't actually met anyone on this planet who I think like. I've heard of some people, and those people happen to be scholars of all religions, and people who have read papers on these things and written papers on these things. But what you will not do is associate me with Bill and Ted from the Southern Baptists who cares or who gives a crap. Nah, me and them is not alike. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to diss me for what I am. You know what I mean? It's like, just because someone is a part of the LGBT doesn't mean everyone has pink hair and is yelling at someone for being a Christian. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't just throw people into all one big pot. Just because everyone's a Democrat don't mean, you know what I mean, they all like Obama. Just because everyone's a Republican don't mean they all vote for Trump. Like, your association doesn't make you good or bad. But if you don't choose to dissect why you associate with what you associate with from time to time, you're going to be stuck in a rut and not updating and not sharpening your blade. Which, again, these talks are more prevalent on that segment. So be sure to subscribe. It's going to, I think, every 5 or 8 or 5 or 10, every few multiples of those episodes, I will have a free episode. And so yeah, I mean, if you want to get the majority of them, hey, why not subscribe? It's only a few dollars. It's only a few dollars. You know what I mean? You know, you base Twitch streamers so much more than that. For me, it's only a few dollars. You know, and then you get the entire list of wisdom, and you get to hear me ramble, and I ramble a lot. So you're in for a treat. And other than that, I think that might be where I end the session. Now, the choice. Do I want to put music from Spotify on this and try to get ads on this video or audio? Or do I not want to put music on this and be able to get this distributed to every other streaming platform other than Spotify as well? Decisions. Well, you know what? I'll decide afterwards. I'm a bit hungry. But that'll be it for tonight, y'all. Like I say, that was barely news. But I hope it made you laugh a little bit and wasn't too serious of a talk. Y'all enjoy your day, evening, night, wherever you are. I love you. And if you don't love me, well, fuck you too. And have a lovely night. Bye-bye.